Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. And how are you all doing on this fine and wonderful and glorious and fantastic and awesome Thursday afternoon? Now, before we dive in any further, I must give a word of caution. We have some rather nasty looking storm clouds looming outside. This is the time of year we're in this region. We start to get the afternoon thunderstorms blowing in. You know, hot air running into cold air, and then nature doing its thing. So we'll see how far we can get into the episode. I mean, let me see. Before we might possibly get like a blackout or something. Well, I think technically, if the camera freezes, then there's not much I can do. All right. Trying to restart the camera again. That is not a great start. Okay, alright, I'll put it on video. Maybe that'll help. I'm a little surprised how picky it's been lately. Very picky. Anyway, yeah, so I'm hoping that the storms just make kind of noise, but doesn't actually cut out the power. Although, even if it did cut out the power, I mean, the laptop battery's charged, so it should keep going. But the internet connection would probably go down, so I don't know how much work I could do without it. That is the one drawback of what I'm trying to accomplish with this particular line of work, is that I need electricity and I need internet. If it does cut short, well, let's say I actually managed to record the episode, but then power cuts out while I'm attempting an upload, and then the power doesn't come back. So that could be a problem too. Fortunately, with my faster internet connection now, it goes a lot faster, so there's less risk, I think, but there's still that possibility. I suppose if it goes to that, then I would upload this episode on Sunday, and in the meantime, I would just record a video with this for Thursday. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Assuming, of course, that the storm doesn't interfere with the, what is this connection? I don't know. The cellular connection. Right. That's another drawback, even though I have the In the Bank episodes, right? I'm starting up my phones, by the way. Even though I have the In the Bank episodes, I still need the internet connection to upload them. And I don't have any In the Bank episodes on my phone, which is my backup internet connection. But anyway, how y'all doing? Doing good and fine and wonderful and fantastic? I certainly hope so. I may look like I'm a little concerned about these thunderstorms, but actually I like them. I really do. It's the majesty and fury of nature. Plus they often tend to have lower the temperature quite a bit. And they got breeze going. It's all nice. It's all good. The only drawback is, especially in the summertime, is that these storms will come rolling in and like hit for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then they'll roll out and the sun will come out and it'll be all nasty and humid. Ugh. And as you all know, Freelancer Joe, he don't like the humidity. Oop, no, we're gonna input codes and stuff. I did actually hear back from my honey bunny this morning. I didn't have a chance to chat with her though. So as I suspected, her mother still wasn't feeling well. Or actually, her mom is feeling better now, but the past few days she's been taking care of her, and so she's been otherwise preoccupied. But she promises that we'll chat tomorrow. But my honey bunny promises lots of things, and she doesn't necessarily always deliver. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right. So enough giggling and being funny. Let's go ahead and set things up. I can actually feel the breeze. It's nice. I have the window open a crack, a smidge. Normally I'd have it all the way open, even if it rains, because I don't mind a little water getting in. But the fiber optics for my FiOS thing is right there, and I haven't moved it out of the way yet. So I wouldn't want to get the thing short-circuited with the moistures. The moistures is bads. Bads for the electronics. Oh, we do have a message. We have mail, too. Oh, I mean, I already checked my mail. pretty certain I'm up to date on those. Let me see. I bet you one is from a credit card, okay. And the other is from, okay, phone company, Verizon. And how about you? How about you? Let's see, what is Google trying to push on me today? It keeps pushing this Avengers news. It's like I already seen Endgame. I don't need to see any more. Or I don't need to read any more news about it. I don't know if that picked it up, but yeah, see, that's what I'm a little concerned about. Editor, terminal, browser. Yeah, it's a good Thursday for Freelancer Joe, though. Because it's Thursday, of course, and I love me some Thursdays. And work wasn't all that great. So I think I said to mention that I was working on a fairly challenging problem, and I identified 3 possible solutions. The final one is the one that I know will work. However, it's also going to be an extreme amount of work. So I'm trying to hope for that the other 2 will work out. But I tried the first one, and yeah, that one's not panning out. So that leaves me with the second one. But you know, you narrow it down, you get closer and closer to a solution. So that's good. Let me see. And of course, I mentioned I chatted with my honey bunny. That's good. That's great. I didn't chat, but I got a message, so at least I know she's okay. And as you can no doubt tell by the jackness, yeah, I did do my training today. So that's 4 out of 5 training sessions this week. 1 more tomorrow. The tough one, the hardest one, the deadlift one. Well, it might not be so bad. So basically, I do warm-up sets, and then I do 5 sets, the actual weight I'm trying to get. And so week 1 is 1 rep, 5 times. Week 2 is 2. Week 3 is 3 reps, 5 times. And last week was 3. So now that it's 1 this week, I increased the weight, but I drop it down to 1. So I started at weight, up, you know, drop the reps, but increase the weight. So it's kind of like da-da-da-da. It's like what the stock market should be. Not what it is. Let me see. We were working on... let's look at the Toto. Toto.text. I say Toto because that's how screen readers pronounce it. Or at least the one I'm using. And we're still working on demo, if I remember correctly. Yeah, adding explanations. Okay. Well, let's start it up. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure if I'm feeling it all that much. As I mentioned before yesterday, that the work problem has been draining a lot of mental energy. And even though I'm running off that endorphin high of post-training, as well as having a pretty decent day at work, as well as it being Thursday, as well as hearing from my honey bunny, not nearly as bad as it was on Sunday, but I'm probably not going to be the most focused. Plus, I do love looking at the rain. Yeah, to be completely honest, I would like to have a Drinks with Joe episode where, you know, we have the camera just pointed outside when it's raining like this, you know, and I'm sipping drinks and just chatting with you. I'm not much of a nature boy. Well, I mean, nature boy in the sense of Ric Flair, obviously, but not nature as in, you know, the kind of hippie nature. But I do have a healthy respect. A healthy respect for it. Amazing, remarkable, if you ever really consider it. This reminds me, I probably should tell the apartment management company that one of these gutters is clogged up. But okay, yeah, so Thursday, 4 o'clock. Oh, you know what that means? It's now 24 hours, T-minus 24 hours until my cheat meal. I told you, I think an awful lot about food, especially as we get closer to the end of the week. However, the overall weight number is not impressing me. Not impressing me at all. So, what I'm thinking, obviously I still have to try and restrain myself better over the weekend, but there is another angle of which I could tackle it too. It's like, well, I know I can restrain myself during the week. And since I'm already restraining myself during the week and complaining about it, I could try restraining myself a little bit harder. Of course, I'm not exuberant about that particular idea. Number one, of course, because I love food, and number two, in my opinion, I run pretty low every day as far as calorie count goes. And during the week is when I do my training, so that's it's like you need to have the energy to do the training. But on the other hand, I mean, if you're just not burning enough weight during that time frame, so this is why they say it's really hard to increase your strength while simultaneously losing weight, because they're just contradictory, diametrically opposed, as it were. But at least on the training side of things, strength seems to be holding up well, and knee and back have been pretty good this week so far. So I'm pretty happy about that. Okay. So we have this up. Now, technically, what I should try to do is figure out how I want to add notes or add documentation to kind of illustrate to the users what's going on here. But what would also be really useful is to give users the ability to add information to the calendar. Now, the full end-to-end thing would basically be I add in a little widget for the date picking thing. They select a value and input data, and it gets added to the calendar, and then a call is made to an AWS Lambda, which I will have to write, that will then add that information into the database. So if they exit the app and they come back, their data will still be there. However, that's not necessarily the best idea because, well, since there's no authentication going on against this thing, any user, any party could, in theory, add an unlimited number of things really, really quickly. Now, to be fair, Amazon is pretty smart about it, and if they see like Lambda usage going up really fast, they'll like throttle it right back and send you an email saying, hey, something's going on with that. And actually, if it gets too much, they'll kill the Lambda. That's one part. Then the other part is actually that data gets stored in Dynamo, and storing data costs money. I'm still way below the threshold, but in theory, a malicious third party could do it. So the Lambda would have to be smart enough to basically say, let me see. Lambda would go in, it would see how many entries are in the database, and if there was more than, like, say, 10, it would have to delete the oldest one. But I'd also probably want to put a timestamp on it. Like maybe if an event was added in the last hour, then you can't add another one. So that's lots of sort of little things that you can do. However, that's just if I wanted to do with a full end-to-end thing. For an immediate one, I could simply just add the little date picker widget and field thing. It would actually be a pop-up. They'd click like an add button, a pop-up will come up with a date picker and the fields to add in there. But if we're going to do a pop-up anyway, let's experiment a little. So again, we're using tooltips to explain hints for this, but I mentioned before that another way we could do it is to do it via pop-ups. So let's see what it would take to get a pop-up going. I mean, even if we don't settle with the pop-ups here, at least we'll have the code available so we could add it to the calendar. And we probably also want to go to Material UI. Actually, probably Material UI because they have examples on how to do pop-ups. That's probably the way to go. And pop-ups are, what do they fall under? Dialogues, I imagine, right? I think. Simple dialogue, open simple dialogue. There we go, okay. It's a simple dialogue, alright. Form dialogues, okay, here we go. Form dialogue, that's a lot closer. Oh, they have draggable dialogues now? Yeah, but it's modal. I wouldn't bother doing that anyway. Okay, so let's go with... It's a form dialogue. Oh, no, I wouldn't... Fudge. So if we're using it instead of the tooltips, it wouldn't be a form dialogue. Oh, they added in the sliders. I do like the sliders. But that's not too bad. Alright, let's look what we got here. Render, here's the dialogue. Oh, I wonder what other is for. Okay. Alright, we'll just copy this entire chunk of code. Go to the you know what, we got Charlie open. Let's go ahead and open Charlie. We'll say render pop up. Let me see. What are we going to want? We're going to want the title. We're basically going to want these fields. Title, area label. Not that we actually take advantage of that, but might as well. Placement. Alright. And we'll return something. Return something. And let's see about returning this. Alright. Okay, so we're going to need an on close. Lovely. It is lovely, isn't it? Label. Okay. And they use a labeled by and other. Nerds. What was other again? Other it took from props. Okay, so we can do this one pretty easy. That's a biggie. Dialogue title ID, simple dialogue title. And then we're gonna want title. Placement. Text. Text is going to be what we actually put in the text is going to be what we put within the tooltip itself. So this is title. We don't need a list. Probably don't need the divs. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, we don't. It's not a text field that we're looking for. We're looking for like a label or something, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, Right, right. So this is selected. What is the selected thing? Typography. There we go. We're going to show a typography. That typography is going to contain the text. Right? I'll leave it. I'll play around with variants later. We don't have selected, but we are going to have text. Oh, we don't need placement because we're not doing a tooltip. Duh, okay. I'll indent that correctly. So that's fine. Okay, so title. Now the thing is, we need a unique ID for the dialogue title. I don't know if you necessarily need it, but it's probably useful. So we'll just say key for now. So we need key, right? We're going to do the title. We don't need an ARIA label. We don't need placement. I'm not sure I would go with, oh, that's interesting. It looks like they've changed to the handle close. Okay, alright, alright. Oh, and that's why they do the stupid other, because they create a separate thing for that. I hate it when they get complicated like that. I really do. Alright, so I don't think we're going to need other. I don't think so. Cancel. And this ARIA label by is going to be key, but we're going to have to do that because it needs to be evaluated. And we need to identify that with this. Right. And on close is going to equal, no. What is on? Oh, great. We're going to have to do arrow functions. Always the arrow functions. On close. Key. This dot underscore handle close key. I hope I'm doing this right. It's been a while since I've done this. We need one more. Alright. Did I do that arrow function correctly? Yeah, okay. Alright. It looks like I did. And we need to control whether or not it's actually, open. Open equals props dot crap. I forgot what that literal interpretation was. I think this will work. You know what? We might not actually get this done. Maybe I shouldn't have spent so much time talking about the weather. Actually, we don't even use classes, do we? No, we don't. What? Not props. Dialogue. Equal this dot state. So dialog. Alright, and so now we're going to go add this to the state, which we have. State has just that. But we're also going to add dialog, which is going to have alpha, not alpha, key 1, key 2. Basically, we're going to have a key for each field. Key 3. Okay, I don't think we need to do the binding anymore. I seem to recall that that was kind of unnecessary, but this dot handle, I'm going to call it dialog close. Looks like it wasn't so bad. It's already kind of starting to clear up. V, okay, Control V, value. There's not so much value as it is key. And let's look at how they handle it here. Okay, this shouldn't be dialog closed. We're gonna do a toggle. Toggle. This to handle dialog toggle. I could write two separate functions, but I really don't want to do that. So what's it do? That's what it does. So we're gonna want let dialog obj equal the object dot assign this dot state dot dialog. All right, and dialog. Oh, another message. Key is going to equal the opposite of whatever dialog object key is right now. And then we're going to set the state to I'm hitting a key. I guess I'm not hitting the right key. Dialog. All right. And so we've got handle dialog. Okay. All right. Handle dialog toggle. Handle dialog toggle. And we need to have a button. We need to have a button. So we'll just go ahead and add it here. Button variant outlined, right? Color primary, that's fine. On click, all right. We're gonna wanna, we'll just do it for one. What did I call it? Key 1. Okay. So we're gonna do a constant key 1. Now this, and hopefully will set the state correctly, but we still haven't actually called the render pop-up method yet. So we're gonna want Oh, I doubt this is going to work. This dot render popup. The key is going to be key 1. Key 1. That's not 1. Title is going to be key 1 title. And text is going to be key 1 text. And boys and girls, if this is not going to work because I didn't include the dialog title imports as well as the button imports. Dialog title. And button. Where did you go? Where did you go, my lovely? Alright, let's see if that works. If it doesn't work, well, nah. We'll just have to pick it up later. Because we are way past the 30-minute mark now. Yeah, you know, for all my slacking I've been doing this week, I'm kind of surprised I've gotten this far. There's the message from Mama Bear. Mom sends me little memes every now and then. They're nice memes. They're wholesome memes. They're not spicy memes like I normally go for. But I like it. Compiled. And did it even come up? It looks like it came up. What did I throw it on? Charlie. I clicked on Charlie, right? Yeah. It did not work. Control-Shift-J. Pretty certain I hit Control-Shift-J. It was Control-Shift-K. Where does Control-Shift-J come from? That's somewhere else. I doubt it's a quick fix. Error boundary, blah, blah, blah. Maximum update depth. Oh, I must be in a loop somewhere. Yeah, I'm in a loop somewhere. How sloppy of me. Sloppy. Oh, well, I'll wrap it up for now. Cool kid words about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggesting. I certainly hope you'll join me tomorrow for Gaming with Joe. We get some more Borderlands action. Though not very exciting Borderlands action. I made a mistake, but if you join me tomorrow, you can find out. If you don't join me tomorrow, I hope you join me on Saturday for Drinks with Joe. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of this Thursday. And until the next time you join me, I hope that you take care and God bless.